Aging may be inevitable, but slowing down doesn't have to be. Fight back with M-Drive, the daily supplement for driven men who refuse to let age beat them. M-Drive supports healthy testosterone and boosts your energy to perform at your best every day. Visit mdriveformen.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code TJ. They have free shipping and a 60-day guarantee. Don't let age beat you. Visit mdriveformen.com.
If you were looking for the best place to watch all your favorite sports, look no further than Las Vegas. It's geared up to welcome back fans with a nonstop lineup of sporting events you won't want to miss. Football, hockey, baseball, basketball, soccer, world-class fights, rodeo, golf, racing, you name it. Any sport, any day. Anywhere else just doesn't come close. Add to all the amazing dining, entertainment, and everything else Las Vegas is known for, and you've got the greatest arena on earth. Learn more at visitlasvegas.com. Then book your ultimate sports getaway.
It's a special Sunday morning game, only on NFL Network.
Let's go!
We're here for the NFL's return to London.
Under pressure, sacked!
Zach Wilson and the Jets are looking to take flight.
Makes a terrific catch.
But Matt Ryan and the Falcons are ready to light up the London skies.
Guns it, caught! Touchdown Atlanta!
Jets, Falcons, wake up with football across the pond.
You ain't never seen it like this.
Sunday, October 10th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network.
Let's go!
You want NFL experience? Then this is the show for you. This is Up on Game with LeVar Arrington, TJ Houshmandzadeh, and Plaxico Burress.
Did you hear that? LeVar Arrington, TJ Houshmandzadeh, Plaxico Burress?
It's a show with three of the best to ever do it on and off the field. And now, here's Pro Bowlers LeVar Arrington, TJ Houshmandzadeh, and Super Bowl champion Plaxico Burress.
All right. Welcome into the show. Happy Football Saturday to everyone. Yes. What an awesome show we got scheduled for today. We'll talk about, obviously, some saying the biggest game ever in a regular season in the history of the National Football League. We'll discuss that, the implications, how big that is. We got some great new features for you guys today. As the show is continuing to grow, we will introduce some pretty cool stuff. So we have what will come in a little bit of time in the 10:30 hour, or excuse me, the 9:30 hour. Legendary moments. You'll want to hear that. The great Thomas. Why am I blanking out here? Thomas Davis.
Thomas Davis, linebacker,
senior.
Panthers.
Yeah, I'm sitting there.
Retired with the Chargers, I believe, huh? With the football team.
The Washington football team. Yeah, absolutely. Thomas
boy
Davis.
Played forever.
Woo! Yeah, man. And then, we got some stuff coming on. We got, we want to talk KC because, well, for what it's worth, TJ, there has to be a conversation as to whether Kansas City is going to. I know this might sound crazy. Are they going to struggle this year? We're going to get into all that and then some. But TJ, I know, right out the gate, you're feeling real good, and I just want to know why you're feeling good.
Because I defy aging with M-Drive. The supplement for driven men that supports healthy testosterone levels, boosts energy, and helps you get lean. Visit mdriveformen.com for 20% off with promo code TJ. Don't let age beat you. Get M-Drive.
All right, get some M-Drive. So we got TJ, we got Plex. Shouts out to all our affiliates out there that support us and use us and play us. I had an opportunity to talk to some of our program directors this past week. That was an awesome deal. Enjoyed that. Yeah, and to all our listeners, we appreciate you guys checking us out. Make sure you check us out, foxsportsradio.com, iHeartRadio app, or on Sirius XM on Channel 83. All right, here's a new segment that we're introducing. I really like this young man. I think he's a true budding superstar. His name is James Jackson. He does the Straight Facts podcast with a few crew members, which we'll get into betting. We'll do our picks, as I am such a superior bettor to TJ and Plexico.
Right. That's not true at all. Yeah, right. Wow.
But before we get to that, we're introducing a nice little feature called "I'm on Your Head" with James Jackson.
It's move it like this. I'm on your head with James Jackson.
Yes, sir. Thank you, LeVar. Like he said, my name is James Jackson, and welcome to the new segment here on the Up On Game Network on Fox Sports Radio that we like to call I'm on Your Head. So throughout the sports landscape, there's going to be some players, some coaches, what have you, that really just start sliding, right? I am not one to let people go under the radar like that. So I got to call some people out. I got to put them on blast. And, y'all, I'm starting hot. I'm coming out the gates with a big one, LeVar. You might want to close your ears. You might want to plug your ears on this one because I'm coming right at your hometown Steelers, man. Pittsburgh, I'm on your head. I mean, it's funny that they play in Heinz Field and they're really trying to play catch-up with the rest of the league right now, especially in their division. Now falling to 1-2 and staring down Green Bay going into Lambeau next week, it's really not looking good. I mean, y'all really got that impressive win against the Bills week 1. And after that, it's just been looking shaky, baby.
Shaky.
Y'all made Juju stop dancing on logos last year and haven't been able to bust a move on offense yet. I mean, bottom 10 in the league in yards, points per game, and TDs. And really, the biggest glaring part is your quarterback. And LeVar and Plexico, you too. I know you got ties to Big Ben. Y'all might need to holler at your mans. I mean, I see a lot of the same similarities in this Big Ben as I see in the Big Ben in London, right? Tall, been there for a long time, and don't move. That's just not a good recipe for a quarterback. I mean, things are looking so bad right now. I got Big Ben tripping over his own feet in the open field. Come on, y'all. We know it's better than that. And there's the lack of passion, the lack of excitement, the lack of go-getting I see from the Steelers right now. I'm not used to seeing. I mean, that terrible towel not getting any wave. TJ might as well use it to shine his cleats again. That's the best use I'm seeing out of this terrible towel. I mean, for a team that started off 11-0 last year, for a team that has this many good pieces, that's this good of a coach, it's just not shaking out the way that it's supposed to.
Shaky,
so Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm on your head.
On their heads. That's James Jackson from Straight Facts. I mean, that's spicy. All right. So, oh, man. Playing catch up at Heinz Field. What's y'all's take on this? I mean, are the Steelers in trouble? Is this a come to Jesus moment for Mike Tomlin? Do they finally get an opportunity to say Mike Tomlin isn't doing what he needs to do as the leader of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Or, I mean, where are we at here? Who's to blame?
You know, number one, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season.
Thank you.
He's not to blame for any of this. They made a mistake, man. And the mistake they made was bringing Big Ben back for another year. He showed at the end of last year he just wasn't the same quarterback. He didn't take care of his body early on, and it's showing right now. Every organization, team, they go through it. It's just the Steelers' time right now. You look at that division, you got Lamar Jackson, you got Joe Burrow, you got Baker Mayfield, and you have Ben Roethlisberger. Obviously, he's been the most successful, but he's by far the oldest. All these dudes are young, man. They young. Right. They found their quarterback. The Steelers need to find a quarterback of the future, and when they do, they'll be back. But who is it? You get a rookie, you're going to have some growing pains. I believe they signed Dwayne Haskins hoping he can be that, but who knows? But the Steelers in trouble. They play the Packers tomorrow. And so 1-2, they're going to be 1-3 after tomorrow. But Mike Tomlin to blame? Absolutely not. The man has never had a losing season. Just think, never had a losing season. That's remarkable, man.
What have you done for me lately? Dum 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 dum. Ooh, yeah. Go ahead, Plex. What you got?
Man, you know, I will sit here and say I'm not concerned about my Pittsburgh Steelers, but I am. They're not looking like the Pittsburgh Steelers that we're accustomed to seeing. And, you know, my boy Seven, he's not looking like the Ben Roethlisberger that we have seen over his career. And, just like TJ said, I think they made a mistake with bringing him back. But it was his last year on his deal, and I think that the Steelers did just right by him by, you know what, we know you're past your prime. We've seen, your performance hasn't been or what it has been over the last few years, but we're going to give you an opportunity to finish your contract out. And I believe that's what happened. And trust me, nobody's walking away from the final year of the deal and they're making $42 million. So that's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. He's not going to retire and leave that kind of money on the table. Though.
He took a pay cut.
Yeah, he took a pay cut. And, listen, Juju's not the number one receiver. The only thing that Chase Claypool can do is really get vertical. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have the game to, you put him on the outside, he's supposed to be running slants, drags, things over the middle and routes of that nature. But he's just a deep threat. And, people are just backing up off him and double teaming him in the deep part of the field. And you just look at the Steelers over the next 4 games, man. They at Green Bay tomorrow. They got Denver at home. And Teddy Bridgewater's playing like an MVP right now.
He is.
Then they got Seattle coming to Pittsburgh. And then you got to go to Cleveland, who I think Cleveland is playing. They playing top 5 football. So for the first time over Mike Tomlin's career in 13 years, he has not had a losing season, but they got to get it together. And you have no T.J. Watt. So your defense is not what it's supposed to be. And they're going to have to go to some growing pains. And the next thing up is who is going to, carry on this franchise after Ben Roethlisberger leaves his team. Who is it going to be?
See, the biggest problem too, LeVar, I'm sorry, is they can't run the ball, man.
Yeah, man. You got a guy, but it's your line.
Wait. They couldn't run it last year. Oh, okay. It's James Conner's fault. We're going to draft Najee Harris. We're going to revamp this off. They need to spend some picks up front on that offensive line. They cannot run the ball. The game is in Ben's hand. Hey, James talking about Big Ben going to trip over himself in the open field. Nah, James, he ain't getting in the open field, bro.
Hey, we talk about the Steelers having no running game. You talking about no Ramon Foster, no DeCastro, and no Pouncey.
Yeah, that's big. And that was going to be my biggest point is up front is the reason. They have to focus in on their offensive front. And obviously they got to find a new quarterback. I'm a Big Ben fan as well, but he did trip over his own feet trying to make a play, and he did look to be.
Man, yo.
Well, here's the thing. What did we get to know Big Ben about, right? Like if you think about the things that we laughed and enjoyed with Big Ben when they had the footage of the quarterbacks going through their drills and ducking and bobbing, and what did Big Ben do, right? He's like they hitting him with the bags and stuff like that, and he's showing how tough he is. He's always extended plays. And he's always had receivers that understood that he was going to extend plays, so to keep working, find the open spots in the defenses when the defense breaks down. And that's how y'all have largely, in part, been so successful. And you've had receivers that can do it. I don't think they have a number one receiver. I don't think that they had the proper protection and blocking up front with their offensive line. And Big Ben shouldn't be the starting quarterback of this team. The defense is a little shaky in the secondary, as we've known. There are a lot of glaring holes in this team, and they have been able to overcome some of these topics. I mean, people have always maybe talked a little bit about what the secondary is or isn't at times. But you've never been able to question if they can run the ball and out-physical you up front on offense, and that's become too much of a trend. So, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but that's on
LeVar,
your head. What's up? What's up?
Does Big Ben finish the season as a starter, or do they
absolutely
or do they quote-unquote say he's injured to see what they have in somebody else?
I think the bigger question, Plex and TJ, is going to be, can he stay healthy enough to finish the season? He don't look good.
If he's healthy enough to finish the season, Mike Tomlin and Kevin Colbert and that organization will not put Big Ben on the bench. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna have to fight through it and get through it with him.
If it get ugly,
they'll go 3-14.
If it get
4-13,
yeah, they're gonna have to Yankee.
They not put 7 on the bench. I can guarantee you. But no, you know what? But it's 17 games now. They can turn it around.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Anything can happen. It's Pittsburgh, baby.
It's Pittsburgh.
Let's go steal a nation.
I ain't mad at you. And hey, listen, maybe y'all get it together, but my man James Jackson was on y'all head. That's from Street Facts Podcast. All right. We got a whole lot and more to come. But first, hey, let's talk about this Ram truck deal, right? And it's me. It's LeVar Arrington. And it's that time of the year where, well, you get off the couch and you get into stadium parking lots. We love that. It's football season. And that means tailgating is back. This season, do it right. Pack up your coolers, grills, and widescreen TV and load them all into your Ram. The truck brand redefining what a truck can be. Ram leads the pack in interior design, technology, and overall quality. In fact, J.D. Power just ranked Ram as the #1 brand in new vehicle quality in the entire automotive industry. The first time a truck brand has ever scored that high. Ram trucks have the rugged durability to haul what you need and the luxurious interiors to make it real comfortable. So when you're driving, to all those away games and all that good stuff, it's to your pleasure. You're enjoying it. You got good behind the wheel. It's a great brand that will turn heads every time you roll up to the game. So get ready for football with a Ram truck, all right? Learn more about the Ram and what it has to offer at ramstruck.com. For 2021 J.D. Power Award info, visit jdpower.com/awards. All right.
Make sure you pick up Big Ben on your way.
Oh, because he's going to need a little bit of a ride to get around that field.
And he got to be in the back of the pickup, baby.
Lamar Jackson, missing practices. Could it be what we think it is? You guys, we got to talk about that. You're listening to Up On Game. That's TJ Hushmanzada, Plexico Burrs. I'm LeVar Arrington. We're going to take a quick break, but you're listening to Fox Radio.
Guys, we all face the same thing, aging. It can make it tough to perform at our best every day. Aging may be inevitable, but slowing down doesn't have to be. Fight back with M-Drive, the daily supplement for driven men that supports healthy testosterone levels so you can stay at the top of your game. Stay at the top of your game, fellas. M-Drive helps you lose weight, maintain lean muscle, and gives you the T-support and energy you need to perform at your best, no matter your age. Age ain't nothing but a number. Visit mdriveformen.com and get 20% off your first order with the promo code TJ. They have free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Fight back against the clock and regain your edge with M-Drive. Give your body the healthy testosterone support it needs to perform at its best all day, every day. Go to mdriveformen.com and try it for yourself. Take 20% off with the promo code TJ. Yes, TJ. Don't let age beat you. Visit mdriveformen.com.
Hey guys, as former NFL players, we love to show support to our fellow players, whether we lined up alongside of them or went head-to-head with them each Sunday. Am I right? No doubt. Off the field and after our playing days is done, it's great to see so many NFL athletes doing great things outside of the game. Yeah, and that's why I love what the guys at Legends brand are doing. Legends is an athlete-owned apparel brand based in Los Angeles, making premium performance apparel that fits the needs of the modern athlete. And the ownership group includes NFL stars past and present like Baker Mayfield, Willie McGinnis, Bradley Chubb, and Pro Bowl cornerbacks Mikey Davis and Marlon Humphrey. And even entertainment icon Quavo is part of the group, so you know it's fire. So visit legends.com and cop that hottest gear popping up all over the place, including on today's top athletes and in pro locker rooms everywhere. Use code GAME20, that's GAME20, and save 20% on your first order. That's legends.com, promo code GAME20. If you're a sports fan, and I know you are, why else would you be listening to this show? But if you're a fan, then there's really no better place to catch all your favorite sports than Las Vegas. Because in Vegas, it is always on. Every game, match, contest, or competition, whoever you root for, whatever sport you love to watch, the biggest games are played in Vegas. And the best part is, the action doesn't just start and stop on the field. Pre-game festivities, post-game celebrations, nowhere else comes close. Because it's not just the best place for sports, it's the dining, it's the entertainment, the nightlife, the venues, and everything else all wrapped up into an amazing destination that makes Las Vegas the greatest arena on earth. The action around Las Vegas is in full effect this season with an endless list of sporting events you won't want to miss. Check it out at visitlasvegas.com and then go book your trip, because no one does sports quite like Las Vegas, where the excitement is endless. Because it's Bad Boy for Life up on Game with TJ and Plexico Burris, and we can't be stopped because it's Bad Boy for Life. Check us out on our podcast. If you don't hear us right now, we'll kick your ass. I'm sorry. I got carried away there. Anyways, check out our podcast, man. Go check out Up On Game Podcast. I was about to hit y'all with a super dope, funky freestyle. You know what I mean? I'm feeling real freestylish today. You know what I mean? Like I was ready to battle TJ or Plex.
I got a freestyle for you.
Give me that freestyle, player. Come on. Bring it.
Defy aging with him drive. The supplement for driven men that supports healthy testosterone levels, boosts energy, and helps you get lean. Visit mdriveformen.com for 20% off with promo code TJ. Don't let age beat you. Get M-Drive. How y'all like that freestyle?
Hey, man, the driven man part of it always catches me off guard, man. Like, I feel like I start getting visuals of people that I'm friends with, like Plexico and TJ, and, you know, and it's like, what does that mean? Can I understand how that looks playing out, what a driven man looks like? I mean, it kind of becomes kind of funny to me, but, you know, it is what it is. Be a driven man. All right. So, speaking of a driven man, I know you are. I know you are.
I'm a man.
We don't need no cats around here. We need more dogs. Okay, let's go to Baltimore. Speaking of a driven man, Lamar Jackson. All right, fellas, he's been missing practices. He's been a little sore. And it obviously has opened up the conversation and the speculation of, during the course of that big game-winning, well, go-ahead, we'll say, or whatever we'll call it, the situation that played out, he dove into the end zone. And when he dove into the end zone, he hit the ground, and, fellas, he hit it hard. Like, he hit it hard. It was a dive. It was a celebration of sorts into the end zone, and it didn't look good. Let's take a listen to what Lamar had to say after that game and how he felt about it. And then we got to react, because I got to ask you guys a certain question, but I'm going to ask you coming out of his sound.
I don't know. I'm kind of sore. I didn't want to tell Coach, because Coach probably would have said something to me about flipping next time. So I don't know. I'll probably do it again, though. It was pretty cool.
Now, I know it's fun and it's funny, and you know, you're saying I'm sore and I'll probably do it again, and I don't want to read too much into it, because, for one, he's an athlete. For two, he plays this game, and he's played this game far longer than what people know him in terms of being at the pro level, or even if you knew him when he was at Louisville. So I'm not one to tell a man what to do and how to do it, but if I were counseling or mentoring, as I do many young men, I would tell Lamar, please, just don't do that. And it isn't about the excitement. It isn't about the energy of it and what it meant to the game when you scored. It's certainly about you protecting your body and making sure you don't put any unnecessary harm or damage on your body. Do you think him missing these practices are his, you know, he may have injured or hurt himself a little bit more than what we may have originally thought? And do you think that would become something that they would say in the media about the injury? He's missing time because of diving into the end zone. What say you guys?
I'm going to say no. And if you listen to what Lamar said, it was I'll probably do it again. He won't. It's almost like this. When you're younger, or when we all have kids, you tell your kids, hey, don't touch that stove, it's hot. But they're curious. You put your hand on that stove, you're, ooh, they not going to do it again. Don't touch that iron.
I got to admit, I did touch it more than once.
So you Lamar Jackson, and you little battler.
I did touch it more than once.
That thing hot.
You put your hand on that iron. You be like, oh, it's hot. I won't do that again.
But, TJ, you never had to experience cold weather either. You know what I mean? Like
until they got the sensitivity.
You know what I mean?
Hey, so he thought touching that stove was going to be.
I was trying to get as much heat. You know, sometimes you heat your house with the stove top and with the oven, and you know, for some of us, you know, we would try to get as close to it as we possibly can to get as much heat, and then you touch it, and then you felt like it really hurt. It was like a very, very, you know how something hurts so bad that the noise doesn't come until like 2-3 seconds after you start to scream. The scream is there. It's like your mouth is open and the noise should be coming, but it hasn't come out yet. It's like 2 seconds later of delayed time. Well, I did that more than once trying to get that heat. But go ahead, I digress.
I don't believe he'll do it again. I believe they've talked to him about that. But this is what I will say. I don't know how much Harbaugh has changed, but I know my year with the Ravens, I thoroughly enjoyed it, but this one was crazy. Dude, they literally were walkthroughing practice Wednesday and Thursday by like week 3. It was like a walkthrough. They had like one full speed session in one of those days, preferably Thursday. Friday was full speed. So that's one thing about Harbaugh is he's not wearing his players out during the season. I mean, literally, I come from Cincinnati where dudes was getting IVs in practice.
Yeah.
And then I get to Baltimore. They're walking through by like week 3 and 4 on a Wednesday and Thursday. And I'm sitting here like, wow, that's why these dudes come out on Sunday.
Fresh,
ready to run through a wall. And here in Cincinnati, we getting IVs in practice. Mm-hmm. And so if I know anything about Harbaugh, he's taking care of his players. Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the league, if not the best, that never gets talked about. He's going to talk to Lamar. I don't believe we'll see this happen again because if he really is hurt, which I'm assuming – it's some soreness there. You can't do that because now you're not only affecting yourself, you're affecting your team and your organization. You can't do it.
Do you buy that? I mean, do you think that the soreness and him missing practices is based upon that play in particular?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. You seen how he landed. He landed right on his butt.
Yeah, man.
That hurts.
That's like a hip pointer.
He didn't land agile. That's for sure.
No, it was not a soft landing.
He didn't land agile.
Hey, he didn't Jerome Simpson that when he front flipped
no,
to the end.
He did not land it. He did not land it.
But if I'm Lamar Jackson, you know, you're just going on, my ass hurts. That's exactly what's going on. Why don't you just come out and say it? You flip, you miss in practice, and you landed on your ass, and your booty hurt.
Booty hurt.
Let's just keep it G.
Right.
That's what's going on in Baltimore. But, you know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, the owner and Harbaugh had told him to listen. We don't need you missing time over things as such as flipping in the end zone. You're too valuable to our football team to be going out there and doing things like that. Listen, we know you're one of the most electric, dynamic players in the world in all of football. But plays like that, we just can't have. We just can't afford them. If you know a guy like Lamar Jackson goes down on this football team, who's going to come in and replace him? They're not going to be the same football team. The number one in rushing in the NFL at a staggering 7.2 yards per carry. When is the last time we've seen those kind of numbers? So he's an integral part of that offense. He's only attempted 87 passes in the first 3 games, so they're a run-heavy football team. And if they want to have a chance to compete to win the AFC North between them and Cleveland, because right now my Pittsburgh Steelers are not in the picture, Lamar Jackson has to remain healthy. And just like TJ said, I love player coaches who take care of their athletes when they're hurt. So they'll be just fine. Lamar Jackson, stop flipping on your ass in the end zone, get under the huddle, and play football.
All right. On the other side of this update, we're going to go to a legendary moment, and that's from Thomas Davis Sr., an amazing, esteemed linebacker, played for the Carolina Panthers. As TJ mentioned earlier, finished out with the Washington football team. Just an amazing dude. We're going to get to that feature, a legendary moment. But first, we're going to go to Isaac Lowenkron for the trending. What's up, Allo?
LeVar, we start with breaking NFL news just coming down. Adam Schefter just reporting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end Rob Gronkowski will not be making the trip to New England today because of his rib injury.
I knew he was hurt.
Yep.
I knew he was hurt.
Hey, he better
to hurt him too.
Yeah.
Hey, he better take that shot. You know how many shots I took in my rib? I'm playing in this game.
No, you're not.
Plex,
That looked like a car accident, man.
Plex, I'm taking at least 20 shots in my ribs, needle about a foot long up in you. You feel it.
Well,
Just
file for disability.
Just looking into a crystal ball right now. I picture Rob out there listening to you guys and being inspired and motivated. I mean, there's commercial planes, private planes, but
he's just gonna show up. He's gonna come out like at halftime or come out in the first quarter. Just come out of the tunnel.
I'm just saying it would be great for ratings.
Yeah.
However, for the time being, Schefter reporting that he will not play tomorrow against the New England Patriots.
That takes a little bit off of it, but, it's all good.
On to college football. Number 2, Georgia hosting 8th-ranked Arkansas, and the Bulldogs on the scoreboard first. Here's how they did it.
Handoff, Zeus into the end zone. He bumped a lineman, stayed on his backside, and stood up running into the end zone for the first score of the day.
Scott Howard with the call on WSB. So Georgia has a 7-0 lead over Arkansas.
Stay in the game.
5 minutes and 45 seconds and counting for the first quarter. They're also in the first quarter in Madison, 14th-ranked Michigan, and the Badgers are scoreless. They are 8 minutes into that one. Baseball coming up at the top of the hour. The Yankees hosting the Tampa Bay Rays. The Yankees hold the top AL wildcard spot. The Red Sox hold the second AL wildcard spot, 1 game behind the Yankees, with the Mariners and Blue Jays 1 game behind the Red Sox. Back to our up-on gamers. These guys.
TJ Houshmandzadeh, Oregon State.
Plexico Burrs, Michigan State.
Mr. Nichols, School of Hard Knocks.
Unbelievable.
Well, I'm glad that he ended the update like that, Ilo, because you know what? We're going to bring another legend on and have a listen to what he had to say. Let's jump into it.
Up on Game presents Conversations with a Legend. And now, this is your legendary moment.
When I think about the dynamics of me growing up, right? When I was in the 11th grade, my mom gave me a decision. She allowed me to make a decision. She took my younger sister, and it was just me, my mom, and my sister growing up. No father figure. She took my younger sister and moved to Alabama, the next state over, for a better job opportunity. And she didn't force me to move. She left me the option of staying at my high school at the time because I had started to establish myself at that school. And, I feel like that was my best opportunity to make it out of Shellman by staying at that school, by getting a scholarship offer at that particular school. I didn't have any Division I looks yet in the 11th grade, going into the 11th grade. But it was one of those things where at 17 years old, your mom is, well, really 16, your mom is allowing you to make a grown man decision. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was about, I'm not gonna let her down. I'm not gonna let my younger sister down. I'm not gonna give her a bad example to look at. Everything in my mindset was built off positivity and making it. Mm-hmm. It was no doubt in my mind that I was gonna make it out. I didn't know that it was gonna be football. I didn't think it was gonna be basketball, but I thought my sport actually was gonna be track because I felt like I was fast. But it was simply motivated on me doing the things that I needed to do every day. I didn't have a parent in the house. It was me and the older cousin that moved in with me. She was about 4 years older than me, but I got up every day and went to school. Didn't miss school at all. Mm-hmm. Got up, did everything that I needed to do, make sure that my schoolwork was done. Did all of those things, didn't skip out on practice. Never in a single day did I even consider skipping out on school or practice. I never drank, never smoked. Even I'm 38 years old. To this day, I made a decision way back then that I was never gonna drink, never gonna smoke.
Nice.
And I'm still sticking to it to this day. I mean,
dope.
And I'm not.
I broke that rule a long time ago, Tom.
Yeah,
I broke that rule a long time ago, but
hey, look,
I'm proud of you though.
And that's my thing. That I'm not saying that people that do that or a certain way or are looking at them a certain way. I literally have a whole bar at home right now that stopped.
Right.
what I'm telling you is I made a decision for me.
Sure enough.
And in that decision, that's something that I never wanted to do. Because at a young age, I felt like that was something that was going to hinder
holding
me.
people back, right?
Yeah,
right.
It was going to hinder me from making it because of all the people that I saw growing up.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing. You know, they're smoking, they're drinking all the time.
Yeah.
They're going to the club all the time. They're just living a life that's not conducive to me being successful. Yeah. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to disappoint my mom. So I feel like that moment that you're speaking of was definitely, not wanting to let her down, wanting to show her that, look, you left your son behind for a reason. Because you allowed him to make a decision. I'm going to make sure that every day of my life that I live to make sure that this decision that you made is going to it's really going to take us to a different level, honestly. It's going to take me from being this young high school kid to starting to grow into this young, mature adult.
Of course.
At a very young age. And I feel like that's what prepared me when I got to college. Most kids, when they get to college and now they are on their own for the first time, they don't really know how to handle themselves.
You was already on your own.
I was already on my own, already prepared, coming from a city that only had 1,000 people in it.
Right.
To going to a university that had over 30,000 students.
Right.
We ain't going to the University of Georgia. And I tell people this, look, if I had been one of those kids that made a decision that I was going to skip out on practice, that I was just going to do whatever I wanted to do because I had that freedom, I had the choice, I could have done it, then I never get the opportunity to go play at Georgia because I didn't get my scholarship offer until the defensive coordinator came and actually watched us practice basketball.
Wow.
He came to our basketball practice, and think about it. I tell the story. If I had skipped out on practice, if I had been lazy that day, if I had been disrespectful to the coach, any of those things, then I can promise you that this coach that just came to see another kid in the town over that made a decision to stop in to check on the little kid from Randolph Clay, if he had saw me do those things, or if he didn't get to witness me practice that day, I'd never get the scholarship offer to go play at Georgia because I wasn't highly recruited. And I used that as extra motivation when I got to Georgia because no one highly recruited me. I worked harder than anybody that did get highly recruited. Each and every day, I told myself, nobody in this group of 30 kids that they brought in will outwork me a single day.
I know that's right.
Not a single day. I went from the last kid being given a scholarship to the first one drafted out of those 30. Simply because I made a decision. I made my mind up that this is what I was going to do. I'm going to make sure that I have an opportunity to repay my mom for the decision that she allowed me to make as an 11th grade kid.
All right. So what did that, in terms of proudest moments, what ended up, based off of what you're saying, what ended up being your proudest moment during this course of time?
So honestly, my proudest moment was being called up at a basketball practice after we had just got done practicing hard. Being called up and knowing that the person that was in the gym was actually the defensive coordinator that had just got hired to the University of Georgia.
Were you aware of it?
Say that again?
Were you aware of it? That was the DC?
Clue.
Okay,
we had
all right.
No clue.
No clue. All right.
We had no clue who that was.
All right.
Just going up and talking to him and hearing him say, based on what I just watched, I don't know where we will play you at, but I'm offering you a scholarship right now to come play for me at the University of Georgia. Like, literally, that has to be like one of my most proudest moments because it completely changed the trajectory of my life.
Indeed.
Completely. Like, and not knocking Doug Williams and Grambling University, but that's where I was going to school at.
Okay.
That was my other scholarship offer. Doug Williams was recruiting me to play running back at Grambling, and I was going until the Georgia offer came. And, I see Doug all the time, and Doug is now in Washington. And
you finished out with it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man. And Doug was like, man, I had you, man. I had you. I'm like, yeah, you did. He's like, but I can't be disappointed in you going to Georgia, though.
Legendary moments. How you feel about that, Plex, TJ? How y'all feel about Thomas Davis Sr.?
Man.
We all got stories, don't we?
Hey, and let me tell you something. One of the finer, intelligent linebackers that I've had the honor to share the field with. And to all you younger players that are playing now, high school, college, professional, you're missing games with, I got a contusion. I don't even know what a contusion is. I got a thigh bruise. Thomas Davis played in the Super Bowl with a broken forearm, man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
Broken arm.
Grown man.
A broken arm, man. Mm-hmm. And went out there and played like he wasn't even hurt.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. When you talk about, giving it everything you got for 16 years, the man played in the Super Bowl with a broken forearm, man. And that's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy is I remember Thomas Davis, if I'm not mistaken, the 2005 draft, because the Bengals were linked to him at that time. They wanted to draft Thomas Davis. They wanted to draft Thomas Davis was fast as hell, bro.
Yes, he was.
He had because he played safety, if you guys recall.
That's correct.
In college, and they moved him to linebacker.
There you go, yeah.
And when you listen to a story, his mom made him grow up fast. And it shows in just the way he stood the peer pressure not to drink and smoke.
And you're alone.
You're by yourself. You have no
guidance,
supervision. You're by yourself to be able to stay strong in the face of, I'm not saying all your buddies, but a lot of your peers that are doing things that when you're not doing, it's like, come on, man. And for him to stay strong in that moment. But also, Plex talking about he played with a broken forearm. Thomas Davis is the only player in professional sports that has torn his ACL 3 times and has come back.
That's correct.
He tore his ACL 3 times.
It's crazy.
And so it just shows you the type of mental fortitude that he has inside of himself. You tear your knee, okay, the second time. Yeah, this is it. You tear your knee again the third time. You know how many guys will say, man, I'm done. At that point, he had already made a ton of money, but it was the teachings and the lessons that he had growing. Like, I don't think people understand this. You were a junior in high school, and you're technically on your own. I don't care who you are. That's not easy. You got to go to school. You got to make sure you eat. You got to make sure you're getting rest and going to sleep. You got to do your school work. You got to study. You got to pass and you got to go to practice. Man, you know how many kids, if they had that responsibility to do on their own, they're like, I'm done. They're not going to do it. They might stick with it for a week or two. And so I didn't know that about Thomas Davis. I enjoyed hearing that conversation. And it's a reason why he's the type of man that he is, and he was the type of player that he was.
Indeed. And you can get more. Just be on the lookout for Conversations with a Legend, presented by Up On Game. Coming up, we're going to talk about, Thursday night, we had 2 young talents, one in his sophomore season, another in his rookie year, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow. It was a very, very entertaining game. We'll come back and we'll talk about, what exactly should we be thinking about these 2 quarterbacks, these young talents in particular, and what that can lead to for the National Football League and their respective teams. All right, before we get out of here for this break, I'm going to talk to you about, you know what it is, Plexico, the Ram. The Dodge Ram, that is. And, at this time of the year, you want to get off the couch. You want to get into a stadium parking lot. It's football season. That means tailgating is back. This season, do it right. Pack up your coolers, grills, and widescreen TV and load them up in a Ram. The truck being rebranded, and it's redefining what a truck can be. Ram leads the pack and interior design, technology, and overall quality. In fact, J.D. Power just ranked the Ram as the #1 brand in new vehicle quality in the entire automotive industry. First time in truck brand history that it's ever scored this high. So Ram trucks, they have a rugged durability to haul what you need, but it also has that luxurious interior to make the drive to every away game a pleasure. So get behind the wheel of a truck brand that will turn heads every time you roll up to the game. Get ready for football with a Ram truck. Learn more about the Ram and what it has to offer at ramtrucks.com. For 2021 J.D. Power Award info, visit jdpower.com/awards. You're listening to Up On Game. That's TJ Hushmanzada. That's Plexico Burris. Shouts out to Thomas Davis Sr. for giving us some time and giving us some wisdom and some real jewels. Make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, because you just never know who's watching you and who's paying attention. It could change your life ultimately for the better, but it also could change your life for, well, not the better. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And that's what this is all about. So, all right, it's Up On Game. We're going to take a quick break, and on the other side, we're going to talk, well, young quarterbacks, see what that's all about.
Fox Sports Radio has the best sports talk lineup in the nation. Catch all of our shows at foxsportsradio.com. And within the iHeartRadio app, search FSR to listen live.
Hey, I'm Doug Gottlieb. The podcast is called All Ball. We usually talk all basketball all the time, but it's more about the stories about what made these people love their sport and all the interesting interactions along the way. We talk to coaches. We talk to players. We tell you stories. You download it. You listen to it. I think you'll like it. Listen to All Ball with Doug Gottlieb on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mortgage interest rates are headed up, but millions of Americans could still save. Do you believe a lower monthly mortgage payment is possible? Guaranteed Rate does, but you better act fast before rates go any higher. Go to rate.com or call 877-77-LOW-RATE today. Whether you're refinancing or buying a home, now's the time to lock in a low rate with Guaranteed Rate and see if you can save big. The best part? Our digital mortgage tools make the whole process simple. Plus, with Guaranteed Rate, you'll get a real live loan officer to talk to when you have questions or need help. Hurry, this may be your last chance to lock in a low mortgage rate before they go up any higher. Go to rate.com to start your digital mortgage application today. That's RATE.com. Or call 877-77-LOW-RATE. Because if you believe, you will. Equal housing lender. Subject to credit approval. Savings, if any, vary. Restrictions apply. Company NMLS ID 2611. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
All right, let's go. Let's go. It's Up On Game. TJ, talk to me, man. You are a motivated man. You are a driven man. Tell them why, TJ.
Because I defy aging with them drive.
Yeah.
The supplement for driven men that supports healthy testosterone levels, boosts energy, and helps you get lean. Visit mdriveformen.com for 20% off with promo code TJ. Don't let age beat you. Get you some M Drive.
Get you some M Drive. All right, speaking of get you some M Drive, can Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence drive Jacksonville and Cincinnati and this National Football League, fellas? What did you see? What did you take away from Thursday seeing those guys?
Obviously, the last two number one picks, both of these kids can really play football, but Jacksonville up 14-0. I got to give kudos to the Cincinnati Bengals coaching staff.
They adjusted.
Whatever they did at halftime, hater, man, oh, my God. Whatever they did at halftime, down 14-0, if you think about it, first half they were running the ball. Man, they came out in the second half and said, we're going to go empty. We're going to see what they can do. We're going to try to find a matchup that benefits us, and we're going to take advantage of it. And that's what they did. They went empty in the second half, and Jacksonville didn't adjust. And so kudos to Zach Taylor and the Cincinnati Bengals. We're at the top of the division, baby.
Hey, both of these guys are worthy of number one pick, and for the first time of the season, I think I seen Trevor Lawrence. He was making good decisions, getting the football out, not turning it over. So I'm not worried about him. But Joe Burrow is going to be a star in this league. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, he is.
And he's going to be a star in this league, and he showed us what he was capable of doing when he was at LSU. And I love his savviness as a quarterback. He's tough. And, you know, he makes good decisions. He delivers the football where it's supposed to be. And for him, I'm not worried about him. And he has more weapons than Trevor Lawrence has right now. But I think in the next 5 years, you're going to be talking about these guys as being 1 and 1A as who is the best quarterback in pro football because they have that kind of ability.
Yeah, I certainly agree with both of you. I was thoroughly impressed. I wasn't so much all the way in on Trevor Lawrence, but some of the balls he was throwing, his decision-making seems to be improving. Joe Burrow, I mean, man, he he looks to be back in form after, recovering from his injury. So I'm super excited to see what they can do. I certainly believe they can be two guys that are cornerstones for moving into the future for the National Football League. So that's going to be amazing to see. We got a whole lot of show left. Kansas City, are they in trouble? We already talked about your boy Lamar Jackson, so we got a whole lot more to get to in this little bit of time. But you're listening to Up On Game. That's TJ Hushmanzada, Plexico Burris. I'm LeVar Arrington. Get a sip of water or get some milk on your cereal or something to that effect, because you know what? We're entertaining, and we're going to give you a little bit more when we get back.